Stirling Moss, the greatest champion without a crown. Did you know that Stirling Moss is considered the greatest Formula One driver never to win a world championship? Today, I invite you to discover the life and legacy of this British gentleman, a true icon of speed and elegance, whose story is filled with feats, records, and fascinating anecdotes. Welcome to F1 Pulse. Stirling Craufurd Moss was born on September 17, 1929, in West Kensington, London, into a family passionate about motorsport. His father, Alfred Moss, was a racing driver who competed in the Indianapolis 500 in 1924, while his mother, Aileen, also raced cars and hill climbs. Even his sister, Pat Moss, was a standout rally driver, and his brother-in-law, Erik Carlsson, became a rally legend. From a young age, Stirling breathed gasoline and speed. At 9, his father gave him an Austin 7, which he drove through the fields of their family home on the banks of the Thames. Although he was also a talented horse rider as a child, Moss used the money he won in equestrian competitions to buy his first race car, a Cooper 500, in 1948. His father preferred he become a dentist, but Stirling was determined to succeed in motorsport. His natural talent soon led him to win races in Formula 3 and stand out in British motorsport. Early career and versatility. His first major international victory came in 1950, winning the RAC Tourist Trophy in Northern Ireland with a Jaguar XK120, a feat he would repeat 6 more times in his career. Moss was a versatile driver. Beyond Formula One, he competed and won in rallies, endurance races, and speed trials. In 1952, he finished second in the Monte Carlo Rally, and in 1957, he set a speed record of 245 mph on the Utah Salt Flats with an MG, showing his passion for adrenaline and innovation. Curious fact, Moss was the first British driver to win a Grand Prix in a British car, achieving this with Vanwall at the 1957 British Grand Prix, a milestone that helped revive the British motorsport industry. He made his Formula One debut in 1951 with HWM, and throughout his career raced for legendary teams: ERA, Connaught, Cooper, Maserati, Mercedes-Benz, Vanwall, Rob Walker, and BRP. His first Grand Prix win was the 1955 British Grand Prix, driving a Mercedes-Benz W196, where he crossed the line just ahead of his mentor and friend, Juan Manuel Fangio. That year, Moss was World Championship runner-up, a position he would repeat in 1956, 1957, and 1958, and he finished third in 1959, 1960, and 1961. In total, he won 16 Grands Prix, achieved 16 poles, 19 fastest laps, and stood on the podium 24 times, the legend beyond F1. But his legend goes far beyond F1. Moss won 212 official races in various disciplines, including the legendary 1955 Mille Miglia, where he covered 1,600 kilometers across Italy in under 10 hours, averaging 157 km/h alongside journalist Dennis Jenkinson. He also triumphed at the 12 Hours of Sebring, the Targa Florio, and the 1,000 km of Nürburgring, cementing his status as one of the most complete drivers in history. Little-known detail: during the 1955 Mille Miglia, Moss and Jenkinson used a pioneering system of pace notes, with Jenkinson rolling out a long scroll of instructions, an innovation that would later become standard in rallying. Moss was known for his sportsmanship and gentlemanly conduct. In 1958, during the Portuguese Grand Prix, he testified in favor of his rival Mike Hawthorne, allowing him to keep vital points for the championship. That gesture cost Moss the world title by just 1 point, but earned him the eternal respect of the motorsport community. Off the track, glamour and innovation. Off the track, Stirling Moss was a true icon of British glamour. He married 3 times, first to Katie Molson, then to Elaine Barberino, and finally to Susie Payne, who was by his side until his last days. He was known for his romances with models and celebrities, and his social life was as vibrant as his racing career. Moss was also a pioneer in sports marketing, collaborating with brands like Shell, Dunlop, Mercedes-Benz, Rolex, and Jaguar. His image appeared in ads, magazines, toys, and even in the 1967 James Bond film Casino Royale. Rare fact: Moss was one of the first drivers to have a personal logo and brand, and he even had his own line of racing accessories and clothing in the 1960s. Thanks to his popularity and sponsorship deals, Moss amassed a considerable fortune. It's estimated that his lifetime earnings exceeded £10 million, an impressive figure for the era. He loved the good life. He owned a luxurious house in Mayfair, London, famous for its futuristic design, car elevator, and advanced home automation system. He also collected classic cars, owned a yacht, and even had a private plane, which he used to travel to races and social events across Europe. Curious data. Moss's Mayfair home was so advanced that it featured one of the first home automation systems in the UK, and his car elevator became a talking point among London's elite. Moss was such a popular figure in the UK that his name became synonymous with speed. It was common for police to ask speeding drivers, "Who do you think you are, Stirling Moss?" To which Moss himself once replied, "Yes, I am." His charisma and sense of humor made him beloved by the public and the press. The end of a racing era. In 1962, a serious accident at Goodwood ended his professional career. Moss was in a coma for a month and partially paralyzed for 6 months. Although he tried to return to racing, he ultimately decided to retire, prioritizing his health and family. However, he never left motorsport. He became a commentator, brand ambassador, and a regular at historic events and festivals like Goodwood Revival. Little known fact, after his accident, Moss continued to race in historic events well into his 80s, and only officially retired from all forms of racing in 2011 at the age of 81. Throughout his life, Moss received numerous honors. He was named an Officer of the Order of the British Empire, OBE, inducted into the International Motorsports Hall of Fame, and awarded the FIA Gold Medal as the greatest driver never to win a world championship. Enzo Ferrari described him as the best driver in the world, and his legacy continues to inspire new generations of drivers and fans. Unique trivia. Moss was knighted in 2000, becoming Sir Stirling Moss, and was a close friend of Prince Charles, often invited to royal events and charity galas. Legacy. The uncrowned champion. Stirling Moss passed away in 2020 at the age of 90, but his legend remains intact. He is remembered as the uncrowned champion, a driver who embodied sportsmanship, elegance, and a passion for speed. His name is synonymous with bravery, innovation, and excellence in world motorsport. Did you know? Moss was so respected that even after his retirement, he was often called upon to give advice to young drivers, and his opinions on racing safety and sportsmanship helped shape modern Formula One. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, F1 Pulse, and hit the bell for more fascinating tales from the world of motorsport. Which other legend would you like to learn about? Let us know in the comments.